Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to
Book club.
the book club for the month. We read Strange the Dreamer and Sleeping Giants. Two great books. Let's just spoil that right there. Just two good books. Gotta get you closer. So, by show of comments, who read him? Who actually read the book?
What?
Who read what book and who read both? Okay, my coffee.
I feel like. Hi, Kristen. So, Mr. Studios. I'm not sure what you mean by streaming early. This is a completely separate book or live stream from our usual one. It's a book one. So.
Yeah, so this is like the book live stream. Book club live stream.
You've never been this early. Are you here because you read one of the books? Oh, Kristen finally, but she read both.
Oh, nice. Finally read both is what you meant to say.
That's not what I meant.
Kristen finally read both books for once.
That was a boo-boo.
It was a Freudian slip. That's what you actually think about her. You know how it is.
Hi, Cameron. I don't know if he's on or if he's near her, but I figured I'd give him a shout out. Kivox made us cookies. They're diet cookies, though. Want one?
No, get away from me. Disgusting. I gotta move this microphone. Watch out, guys. Sorry, it's gonna be so noisy. There we go.
So Kristen said, I don't know if you saw, but T asked if we could talk about Stranger Dreamer first, so maybe she can get here on time for Sleeping Giants. Oh, all right.
Mm-hmm.
So, these book club talks are extremely filled with spoilers. If you have not read either of these books, Stranger Dreamer or Sleeping Giants, you should not watch this because it will spoil stuff.
Can you stop chewing?
No.
You're like, it will stop. Spoil.
Oh, her son's not there. So, yeah, I gave it a 5 out of 5. What did you guys rate it? What did you rate it? He wouldn't tell me what he rated it.
I gave it like a 3.5.
Really? That bad?
No, the book was good. It just wasn't for me.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? It wasn't my style. I felt anxious the whole time reading it. I didn't want to continue reading it because I didn't want to know what happened because I didn't. There was no villain throughout the whole book, in my opinion. There really wasn't. It was like every villain.
There is, though.
No, there isn't. Every villain was kind of just a misinterpreted person or somebody that just thinks that they're doing the right thing to save their family.
Isn't that pretty much what a villain always is?
No, there's legit just bad guys. There's villains that are just bad. Really? There's no villains that are just bad.
I'm not saying there's not.
Look at
but they think they're doing
the Emperor.
What's
the
right.
Emperor from Star Wars. He's just legit a bad guy. He's just like, I want to rule. I'm the master. You guys suck. It seems like the old gods from that were just bad guys, but they're gone. Do you see what I'm saying?
But I found it interesting that basically, like, they're making enemies out of one another or bad guys out of each other side. I'm done.
How about you figure out what you're going to say?
One side is making an enemy out of the other side. So what are they called? The blue people?
The blue guys, blue man group.
So the gods are thinking.
You obviously didn't think about this one before we started, huh?
Are thinking that the humans are enemies and vice versa. So, but like again, obviously there was some looming presence. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been anxious reading it.
No, my fear was that they were all going to kill each other, which I knew wasn't going to happen because that would make for a terrible book. But I just I didn't want to know because I'm like, I don't want them to it was unpredictable. I'll give you that, except for the very ending. I was like, all right, I know exactly what's going to happen now. It was like the last chapter. I was just like, this is going to happen. That's going to happen. And then she's going to control him by controlling her. And I was like, yep, that's exactly what happened.
I don't mind books that are semi-predictable. This, to me, everything that made this book to me was just the way it was written and how the story was presented. I liked the characters. I liked the story. And just, she's a genius of a writer.
It's written very well. Don't get me wrong. They use very fancy descriptive sentences that like they're like that's what I'm saying. It was a great book, but the story just wasn't for me. It was too much of like a setup for a love story. It really
There
was.
is
It's what it is. The whole
far
thing was
too much
setting up.
kissing. In my opinion, I mean, it's not enough to knock my
This
rating
whole
down.
kissing thing was fine for me. Now
I felt like it went on for like 20 pages.
What's that book series that you love that has like a ton of sex in it?
What?
The Shadow one. The one with the shadows.
Oh,
like that
Nevernight?
Yeah, that's terrible. That like the sex scenes in that are terrible. This was like so much more innocent and like it was completely tolerable. Like I didn't have any issues with that at all.
I thought you would.
No, not at all. It was fine. It was not uncomfortable. It was not describing too descriptive. It was like the right amount. I could have done without it. I didn't need it. But I liked the part between the two main characters because it was like just showing how innocent and like dumb they were basically when it came to that, which was fine. Now the other books that you like are just like too descriptive and nasty, just like on the verge of being like porn, basically.
They really are.
Yeah, they are.
All right, so let's see. Kristen gave it a 4.5, but I'm still mulling it over because I finished it just about an hour ago. Always Me. Hello, Always Me. You knew?
Hello.
Gave it a 5 out of 5. Kristen says, oh yeah, they're called Godspawn. Kristen says...
Well, they're not.
Well, that's what the humans call them.
Yeah, well, I mean, what are the gods called, though? Like their parents.
I know Minya was kind of like a bad guy. Kristen says...
She wasn't a bad guy. She was trying to protect her family. That's it.
She was even manipulative toward them, though.
But do you remember the part where, like, they're explaining her, like, thought process that all of this she did for them?
Yeah.
She's kind of just a little messed up, but she's not a bad guy.
I mean,
she's not
I'd be messed up, too, if I was stuck in a 6-year-old body the rest of my life.
Yeah, like, she did that because
and
apparently...
I want to know why.
The energy that she used up didn't let her age, which is like, okay, let me use up all my energy then so I never age. I'm assuming they probably don't die very easily, though, either.
So Kristen says, I hated Minya. I thought about wanting to push her off the Citadel so many times. Yeah. Hi, T. She's on... Oh, we're on mute because she doesn't want to get stuff spoiled. Okay. I'll let you know, T. All right. We're going to tell T when we're talking about the other book.
So, well, hello, Kristen will let her know, right?
Hello, Severus, and hello, Amanda. Did you guys read Strange the Dreamer? Because that's what we're talking about. If you have not...
Put the book out. You didn't even hold it. Give me that one. You hold the other one. Strange the Dreamer. This is what we're talking about. Right here.
This is the copy I read.
Every time I see moths now, I think of her. And like I was doing the lawn the other day, and there was like moths going everywhere. It was creepy. I was like, raw, running them over. I was like, no, get away from me. I don't like moths. Moths are scary, dude.
He's legit afraid of moths. Dude, and this has been going on for like years.
Moths and spiders, they're like spiders with wings. Think about it. They're like fuzzy and spidery.
No, they're not.
They're legit. They rip off moths. A moth's wing. Say that. Moths.
A moth's wing.
A moth's wing. It looks like a spider, especially those creepy, like fuzzy spiders.
Here, you hold that. This is too heavy.
You want me to just hold it the whole time?
Yeah. No, I'm just joking.
Okay.
Kristen says, I understand why Minya is the way she is, but her attitude drove me crazy. Me too, and I think... Ooh, my bad. You guys... I know Kristen listened to the audiobook a little bit, and I think the narrator did a really, really good job, but... Like, his voice for Minya even made me want to, like, kick her in the face. Like, I don't know. I hated that voice.
Kick her, jeez.
Every time I heard it, I was like, In the darker blue copy, there are discussion questions in the back. What?
That's discussion talk it. Whatever. Let's do that.
Mine doesn't have them.
You sure? Keep going. Go all the way to the end.
Mine doesn't have them.
Oh, no.
Do you have a
Put in the discussion topics. Do it now. Do it.
Look at how pretty that is. Does the English version have that? I mean the American version. Oh no, wait. This one gives you a sneak peek of the second book.
I'm not going to read the second one.
What?
I don't care about what happens.
You should care.
Why?
Because I said so.
I gave it a 3.5.
Oh, this one has a discussion guide. Okay.
I only read sequels to 4s and up. All right?
Wow.
This is how I roll,
I think we're
son.
going to read it. We were talking about possibly reading it next month for the book club. So you have to read it.
Wait, what? No. Why? What? Says who?
Says
That's
me,
one of the
Kristen,
options?
and T.
That's one of the options?
Not for this month, next month.
I'll think about it. Maybe I'll like it by then.
So just for instance, all right, hold up. I listened to the whole audiobook and loved it since, oh wait, side note, since I was reading along, I noticed there was a whole sentence that got left out and I was kind of important. That what? What was the sentence? Because I didn't read the whole thing along with the audiobook. Couldn't get my hands on Stranger Dreamer, but I want to hear your thoughts on it. Yeah, but you're going to hear lots of spoiler stuff.
I feel like... Was there any moments where you were like, oh, I didn't see that coming. This is amazing. Because I never had that. Never had that.
I felt like parts that would have been like that, I saw coming a little bit. Like, for instance, Laszlo being able to manipulate the blue substance.
It wasn't blue, was it? I thought it was metal. Black.
It was blue, but it turned black when he touched it.
Yeah.
Because of that. Because when he touched it and he alone, like, it kind of left a residue.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought he would have something to do with that. I did not see it coming that he was one of them.
Like, I did. When he was in the dream with her and they were like, I was like, maybe interesting. Because he even thought it. He even said it. Like, wouldn't it be amazing or whatever?
He could be from
if
there.
He could be.
But I don't get why he wasn't blue the whole time.
He was gray, and then, I don't know, maybe it's just like self-defense. Like, his body was like, oh, I'm going to turn human. So he's like half? They're God spawn. That means that they're not full-blooded. Yeah. They're half human.
Okay. So if she were to come down here with getting rid of all of that blue metal that I can't remember the name of, and she wasn't completely surrounded by it, maybe she would turn white. They always
describe them too as like brown, right?
Or,
so was he like
he's probably
I'm wondering what he looks like. Is he like Spanishy looking, like Indian looking, like African American looking? Indian. Maybe, yeah.
Sexy Indian.
That's what I was thinking too.
A sexy one?
Yeah.
I like big noses.
I could tell.
All right. Discussion guide is what I was talking about. Hello from the UK. Hello, Minx. Did you read Strange Dreamer? Because that's what we're talking about. It was when Sarai and Laszlo were talking and he brought up the wings from a wingsmith. Then in the rest of the paragraph it was mentioned, and then it was a bigger part later. I like both your t-shirts. Thank you. Could not get my hands on a copy of Strange Dreamer, but interested in your opinion. All right. So I don't know. Are there any other things you can think of? I really liked how she glimpsed the beginning, like she talked about the blue person falling, and then
I was confused at that point.
Ended up being Sarai.
I was thinking, like, is it some sort of is it like one of the other people that were killed, the adults? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I wasn't
like the
sure.
gods.
And then, like, even throughout the whole book, I was like, it'd be interesting if that was her that died.
And then, one of them.
And then when she did die, I was like, good. I'm glad that one of them died. I like books like that. And that kind of like saved it more for me. I mean, again, the book is written great. The story's pretty decent. It just isn't for me. Like, I don't care. It's too romancy for me. But that's just me. Like, I like more of a action fun story. Like, it wasn't fun enough for me. It was too much of like this wonder, you know what I mean? It was like, oh my god.
And I don't usually
the lazuli lapis, like tiling on the floor or whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
I can't remember what that was called.
It was like lapis lazuli, I thought. Lazuli. Lapis lazuli.
What is the name of that blue metal?
Oh, I'm sure they know.
It begins with an M? Mesanthemum or something?
Yeah, that sounds right.
All right. As soon as the citizens, I should not have woken up.
Citadel. I thought it was cool how they when
tilted. I was hoping and thinking it was Sparrow. Why Sparrow?
Oh, that fell. Dude, the names were so confusing. I knew who they were. Like Ruby was the fire one, and then there was the plant one, and then there was the rain one. And then there was the ghost girl, and then there was the moth girl. Like, I knew the moth one, and I knew who they all were and their roles, and if they were good or bad or. Ah!
I didn't have trouble with that.
I just didn't remember the names. Like Sparrow, I thought that was the guy for a while, and then the other. What was the guy's name? The boy.
Feral.
Feral. Okay. So always got those two confused, their names at least, until the very end when they started doing it.
They didn't. It was Ruby.
No, I know, but until I just said
Oh.
they, like I meant like the characters started doing it.
In the beginning, I thought Thyon, Nero, and Laszlo had history together.
Yeah, that was weird. I liked how they did their relationship and like how Laszlo was always nice and what's his face was always a jerk and just like couldn't believe that he was just being nice because he was a nice guy. It was nice. He was a good character as in he was
Well written.
well written, but it just like one of those innocent like Goku, Luffy, like just a true good guy.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Which you don't see a lot. There's always like they always try to make characters more diverse and like kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Just like not perfect. Even though he's not perfect in any way, but he is like in an innocent way, he's perfect. Like
Yeah, yeah.
he hasn't been tainted by anything bad. You know what I mean? Every like his things are all honest. Like all the things that he wants to do, and even the what is it called? Like watch a sunset with a girl or whatever. And that old guy was hilarious.
Oh my god,
I love that old guy.
Story was written so well. Like they would bring up little details, or she would bring up little details, like later on, and it would become like a thing, and it was just like, ugh.
Is this book doing well? Do other people like this book?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
Mizathium.
For once, we agree on with everybody.
Ruza. So Kristen says prediction. I think Sparrow may end up with Ruza. Ruza's the Tizer King that always messes with Laszlo.
See, that's another thing. Their names, I never knew if it was a boy or a girl.
Oh my
I
god!
never knew which one was a guy or a
that
girl.
One of them is named Oswin, and that's my kitty's
One of
name.
the humans.
Yeah.
One of the Ferengi or
the
whatever.
guy that helped make like the flying machine.
Ferengi,
thing. Right? I don't remember Ruza. Is that bad?
He's one of the friends that Laszlo had, the Tiza Kane friends. Remember there was the girl that was what's his face's wife.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was the other guy. Those were like his two best friends there.
And then
they taught him English and
climbed.
stuff. Yeah, and then the
See,
other
I feel
human.
like their names I had a difficult time with. The blue people, I didn't have a hard time
Look,
with their names.
I'm bad with made up names. I'm terrible with made up names. Like I have to see a face to a name to be able to remember it better.
See, I have to see the way it's written.
That would help
to
too,
name.
but I listen to audiobooks. So if I watch a movie, I'm like, I know who that is, I know who that is. And like that's what I like about when they make movies out of books, because then whenever I'm reading like the book, I'm like, I know the face of that person, even though like they describe them sometimes differently. Like when I think of Harry, I think of freaking Harry, you know, like even though he's not the perfect version of Harry like he is in the book, but that's what I think of.
So yeah,
that's my opinion.
Let's see what these discussions look like.
Oh, I thought you said you didn't have it.
No, I didn't have it in this one.
Oh.
Laszlo spends his childhood and adolescence with his nose in books. How does Laszlo's life in books prepare him for this extraordinary journey in the world outside the library?
It doesn't.
I don't know. I feel like I'm taking a test.
Yeah, like an essay. Like,
yeah, like I hate this.
In 2 or more pages, please describe. Ugh. We got some comments, me?
No.
Yes, we do.
Luke likes your wands and just wanted to say hi to you.
Hey, dude, what's up, Luke?
Errol Fane is
the light just flickered.
Described as a great man and also a good one. What is the difference? Well, you can do great things and not be good. All right, I'm done with these. So other parts that I may have been like genuinely surprised, I think, was to find out that he was one of them.
I was like, I didn't think that at first. I thought it was gonna be too obvious, and I didn't even like at the beginning. They don't really explain like the God things and all of that, you know. I found it a little jarring that they threw us into that chapter where it was just about them. About
it was, I
the
think,
God
a different
spawn.
section of the book, though.
I don't care about the book. I'm talking about the audiobook. All right, I'm just saying the story goes from one thing, and then it's like, hey, look at this.
Forget
now,
all those characters.
Forget all those characters and meet all these new characters. I'm like, what is going on? And I'm like, is this the past or the present or the future? Like, what's happening? It took me a while to like find my bearings there, and it was just.
Me too, but.
Again, you just love it so much,
and
you can't find any problems with it.
I mean, just like the simple things, like the fact that they kept bringing back that his nose was broken by fairy tales, but they would think of like 5 different ways to say it, and it was always like interesting to see how she was gonna say it, or like the giving a girl flowers or whatever that thing was that they kept bringing up over and over again. Like, it was just so good. I 100% enjoyed myself the whole time, and like not once throughout reading and listening to it did I think like, when is this gonna be over?
I didn't find it fun.
I
But
did.
that's just like, it's not my kind. Like I
I
said,
found myself just like wanting to read
it's
it.
a good book, but it's just not my type of book. That's as simple as that. And that's it. It's good, but just not for me. I
Errol-
recommend it for other people that like a little bit more tame fantasy, where it's a little bit more just more about the
Whimsical.
character and less about like the world, because I feel like there wasn't a lot of world
It's
building.
definitely a
More
character-driven book.
character book, and I feel like I like more world. Like, I want to know the science of the world. I want to know where these guys came from. I want to know what the gods are, but they don't even know what they are.
They
you
may
know?
explain that in the next book.
Maybe, but I don't care that much to find out. I feel like the first book needs to be like extremely good. Otherwise,
I felt like it was obviously extremely good. Errol Fane was an interesting character, and his relationship with his wife was so heartbreaking. Yeah, it was heartbreaking and strange, but it was unique, so I liked it. Sometimes I felt like it was just jarring to switch between the two viewpoints. I don't know, it didn't bother me.
I know, but people are just agreeing to me, Meek. It's okay.
They're not allowed to. So I don't know, does anyone else have anything to say? I think the next book will answer all of our questions.
No, I don't think so. It's going to be a trilogy or a duology?
I think just a duology.
Okay, then maybe they'll answer
right
some
there.
stuff. You have it already?
I have the arc.
Oh, where is it?
Right there.
This one?
Yeah.
It's so short. There's 3. Wait,
No.
why?
That's
Oh,
a
hardcover.
and
Okay.
paperback.
Look at that. It looks pretty. Is that his eagle thing
Oh, the white thing.
that delivered
Maybe.
him?
I pre-ordered the UK edition.
Carried him away?
Because it's orange and it has orange edges.
This is not for sale, Meek.
Yeah, I got it for free.
Sweet. But let me just go and buy one anyway, because I got it for free.
I bought another one of these too. They're like special editions.
I'm gonna die now.
So, I don't know. That's it. So, I don't know if you want to talk about the voting.
Oh yeah,
quick.
so these are the 3 books
Yeah,
that
so
we're voting on?
if you've been on the Discord Patreon chat, we've been kind of throwing some ideas, but I threw this book in there randomly because I keep hearing good things about it.
Hold that one. Wait, this is one of them?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Hold that one. So these are the 3 books. There's the little eye up on the top over there, over here. If you guys hit that, you can go and vote. If it's not there, the next month's books, then just refresh the page. It'll be there. So just vote on whichever one you guys want to read the most. We're going to be picking the 2 most voted on.
I don't know. If we pick this one, it may just have to be one.
What is it? What is it about?
Name of the Wind.
All right. We'll go over what the books are later. What the books are about, or do you want to go over them now? So this one is a sequel to Sleeping Giants, the one that we're going to talk about next. And then I don't know what the hell this one is.
I just randomly picked this one because it was like, I always hear these 2 books talked about like side by side, so I figured why not offer both as like an option. What's it about? I don't know. I bought it a long time ago.
What is the name of it, Meek?
Falling Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes. This is a YA fantasy. This is an adult fantasy. So, yeah.
That doesn't help us at all.
I've been in the fantasy mood. Ow. Alright, so Sleeping Giants.
So we're moving on to Sleeping Giants.
I'm making a
Ooh, that was a good crack, huh?
mess of this.
Oh, I think I just died. I think I just snapped my neck.
Thank God.
So, one of the best books of 2000... You're getting sanitizer on me, dude. I don't want that. Best books of 2018. When did this book come out? 2017?
I don't know. Check it.
The best book that I read, one of the best books that I've read this year. This guy. Obviously, I loved it. I would give it a 5. The audiobook, I'd give it a 5. The physical reading real book with words in it, I don't know. Maybe it's not as good as the audiobook. Same story, but the audiobook just kills it. The audiobook just makes it. No, swallow your food, please, before you start talking with your mouth full of food. That's disgusting, guys, right? Agreed. Thank you. You make so much noise, Junior.
You're the one that brought up cookies.
I brought up cookies to eat quietly.
Oh.
All right? Just eat it quietly. You don't have to, like, open your mouth all the way with your lips closed. This is a good book, guys. I don't know if you read it.
Kristen gave it 5 stars.
Yeah, you go.
T gave it 4.
All right, that's pretty good still.
The audiobook made it even better, says Kristen.
Definitely. Definitely.
I gave it a 5.
You did?
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
The ending, pretty interesting. I did not.
We listened to the ending together when you. I had already read it, but I was like, here we go. And I was just like, wow, doing that thing that I watch you, like waiting for your reaction. I'm just like, what is she gonna do?
Crying?
Was she gonna cry?
The screaming in the audiobook scared the crap out of me.
It was so good though, right? I mentioned that in my Booktubeathon video, I think, and it was just like when that happened, I was like, oh man, they actually read it, because normally audiobooks, when they scream, they go like when you're telling a story, you know, or like when you're reading one of their comments that's like book haul. it's like a quiet scream, yeah, but she legit like bing. Oh no, Kristen gave it a 4.5.
No, she said if I read the physical one, then it would have been.
Yeah,
like...
it's not as good. My chest is so itchy.
T says I read the physical copy in like an hour of the audiobook.
Got it.
The audiobook was really good.
Excellent.
I had a little bit of trouble because if you didn't really pay attention to the very beginning of each chapter, I got confused as to who we were following sometimes. Because like when they introduce new characters, because some of the characters are kind of side characters that talk, and yeah. Kivox has been waiting since July to talk about it.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think happened at the end? Like, it's so hard. Like, I don't know. You may know, so you probably can't say anything.
I know everything.
You finished the 3rd book?
No.
Oh my god.
But I know everything else.
So, I don't know, like, did whatever buttons that what's-his-face press end up, like, sending her back, like, 7 years or something? Like, I don't get it.
I can't talk about this.
There were so many twists, and I wanted that cookie.
You still want it?
Yeah, because it's got the chocolate chip in it.
They all have chocolate chips in them.
There you go.
No, you literally just wanted the chocolate chip out of the cookie. You could have just bit that part out.
Oh.
Now we both have food in our mouth. Thanks a lot.
Kristen says, I think the robot saved Rose somehow. That would be awesome. I didn't even think of that.
I think, who was it? T that already read it?
Both of them.
No, but read the second one? Somebody read the second
I don't
one.
know.
Or was it Kristen that read the second one?
There's so many twists and turns in it. Like when Ryan ran into Vincent with the truck. Dude.
Mm-hmm.
I know. And especially because they kept saying, like, oh, Ryan's such a good guy.
I wasn't expecting that. I was very excited about that when that
Amanda
happened.
says she gave it a 4. Listened to the audiobook. I was at work when she screamed and I was scared out of my chair. That was funny. I didn't see the truck plot coming. Imagine how desperate you need to be to hurt someone like that. I mean, think about it. Like, this robot became their lives. Like, their whole lives revolved around this thing, and essentially, Vincent just stepped in and stole everything away. And then I did not see the whole knee thing coming.
The robot legs? Yeah,
like,
that was pretty dope.
Them implanting I thought that...
I like how he... okay, so the best character was obviously...
The narrator.
The narrator. He was just the interviewer, the one that's a part of that organization or whatever. He's just the best character in the whole series, in my opinion. In the 3rd book, there's a character that I hate. The end of my story.
Okay. I did not like the geneticist lady, whatever her name was.
You're not supposed to like her, though. Like, obviously. She was still a good, bad, like, villain character, you know? Like, and again, she was one of those characters that wasn't exactly a villain. She just didn't think that life was as important as other people did.
Or freedom of choice for
Exactly,
what happened to
yeah.
your body. She
Mhm.
thought like your body is like forfeit to science.
Well, the thing is, though, she's trying to save the world. She's trying to use what she can do
I found
to save the
that
world.
old guy character, the kooky one that
He
he
was
kept
great.
meeting
I
in the
love that
Chinese
guy. I
restaurant,
love that guy.
was awesome.
Yeah.
And like he
His
basically
stories
at
and stuff.
first like won't admit that he is half of one of those beings, and then he kind of says later on that he is when he mentions the eyebrow thing. So that was really interesting. And then he's telling all
Oh
of
wait, he
those,
didn't have eyebrows?
yeah.
Hmm.
So then he tells like the interesting story about like why we have that one robot and how the rest were taken away.
And I still feel like his stories are kind of like you got to take
I
it with a
feel
grain of
no,
salt.
I feel like they're real, but he's trying to make you think that way.
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean, you read more than me, but that's how I feel.
But I'm really good at like throwing people off.
All right, so T only read the first one. Kristen said, "Oh my god, the robot legs, ew." The interviewer was great and like 10 steps ahead at all times. Yeah, that was like cool about him.
He was great. He was like Sherlock,
And then it
dude.
was like shocking when he was shocked about something.
Yeah, and then I got worried. Then I'm like, oh no, this isn't good. If he doesn't know what's going on, we're in trouble.
I also like the part where
the voice actor for him is great.
What
too.
is the geneticist lady?
I
Her
don't
name.
know. Who cares?
When she starts
We all know
sending
who
the
she is.
robot back to Puerto Rico, and it takes like that long, and she's like, "If you knew that I was gonna basically get like killed for this, why didn't you stop me or change things in the first place?" And he's just like, "Oh well, it's your grave, lady." They sounded gross, the leg thing. Yeah, and that shocked me. And what also shocked me was the fact that Vincent wasn't just holed up in Canada, like, doing nothing the entire time. That he was actually training his brain and his body to go back into the robot. Like, I didn't see that. I thought he was just being a jerk and, like, didn't want to talk to what's-her-face.
A baby.
Yeah, like, that's what I thought. And even though I don't really overly love that girl, what's her name? I'm so bad with names. Kara?
Yeah?
Even though I don't really like her
too
much. I do. She's a great written character, but like I like her and Vincent's relationship. Alright. I love the old kooky guy. He was the only one to kind of put the interviewer into place. The background story of the robot was really interesting. The science lady, Alyssa, I think her name was, reminded me of Viola Davis's character in Suicide Squad, if you've seen it. I don't know who that is, though. I've seen it.
Viola Davis.
We got some new people. Book Ellenick and Katie Foster. Hello. It seems like they read it. I like that the robot is female. I think it was cute that cool. She kept that...
At least they think it's female.
It is.
Why?
Because... Rose said it is.
That's a great reason. Because she said. I don't like the fact that like the cover doesn't actually have the way they like what I would imagine. Obviously that's not what it looks like, you know, because there's a bunch of gears and stuff sticking out. It's supposed to be like smooth metal and like everything, right? Like I don't like the fact that they didn't do that. I wish it actually had the real what it really looked like on the cover.
Oh, and the head on the
head
back is like
just
a guy.
Yeah, it's just a head. It's not a guy or a girl. It's just like a bald head. So it like, you know, isn't it supposed to have like some sort of like
hair
crown thing?
No, I think it's like a female hair.
Are you sure?
No.
I thought it was like a mohawk type thing. That's what I always imagined in my head. It was like a kind of like mine, but like up, you know, but like all the way back.
I didn't think that.
I don't know. Maybe I'm getting something confused with something else.
All newbies are welcome. She said, "Hello, I'm a newbie." Vincent was crazy determined, and I honestly loved that about him. That's like the turning point for him for me.
I didn't like him at first either, but it was mostly because he was French Canadian.
Oh my god, he's just being a jerk. I was sad that Kara couldn't love Ryan. He was a great guy and in love with her, but Kara and Vincent were an interesting item, and I'm excited to see where they go. They said it was a woman because she had boobs.
Yeah, but how do we know that these aliens have boobs?
Because the robot had boobies. And maybe they were like modeling them after us,
So that's how it works.
except the knees.
Because if I went to an alien planet, I would be like, let me look at the native species here, and I'm gonna make my robot to look like them, except with our knees.
Chris,
Wait, but was it? No, never mind.
T says there's other covers on Book Depository and they're nice. I gotta get into the habit of looking, excuse me, looking on there. Because, although I'm mad at them right now because they canceled my order. Kivox, you've read the third book, right? Which one is your favorite? I listened to the first two and I think I like the first one better.
I have not finished the last one. I'm taking my time. I want to enjoy. The other two I read in like a day, each of them I read in a day. So I'm like, for this one, I just want to like really settle in and let's like get everything. So I'm not done with the third one yet, but I like the second one better than the first one. So our opinions are different.
T says, haha, funny, Canadians are awesome. But yeah, no, the book was really good.
What was... Okay, we know your favorite character. We know my favorite character.
Who's my favorite?
The narrator guy.
Oh.
Am I wrong? If he's not everyone's favorite, then you have a problem.
Oh my god.
Simple as that, because he's amazing. He's the most interesting character in that whole thing, and you get the most out of him, even though he doesn't say anything about himself. You see what I'm saying? He talks the most, but doesn't talk enough about himself, which is really cool.
I still want to know who the heck he works for.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like, he's almost at the same level of, like, the president, but not even. Like, it's almost like he's above them.
I agree. Especially when he had that conversation with the president's, like, assistant or whatever. The president, like, the
female
second guy. Yeah. And he was
the female guy?
Whatever. You know what I'm talking about. And he's basically just telling her, like, yeah, you're going to do this, and I'm going to do this. And she was like, says who? And then he was like, me.
Like, I have to talk to the president first.
He's like,
and he's like, I know
already what's going on. It was great. He's the best. And then what was your favorite? What was your, like, the thing that caught you off guard? I feel like when Rose...
A lot of stuff.
Spoiler coming up. Really big spoiler. Ready? Okay. When Rose died, I was like, oh my. I was like, they just killed off the main character. She was pretty much the main character at the beginning. Like, she's the first character that you meet. She was the main character.
But even though they brought her back, they did it so expertly.
Yeah.
Like, so good.
And it was that, like, right at the end. It's just, like, the final thing, you know? And it's like, and it leaves you with questions. So it was written well because it makes you want to know what's going to happen next. That's the type of book that, like, I like because it's, like, cliffhanger / resolution. So they gave us the resolution for the main plot, the main story for the most part, right? What happened, they were able to succeed. But then there's still a ton of questions there. But then there's also, what? How is she still alive? What's going on?
And
Time
the fact
travel?
that she doesn't
What's
remember anyone or anything, like, that was crazy.
But here's the thing that doesn't make sense, is that when they found her, it was before she started working on the robot. So it's really weird if there's some sort of time travel going on and they sent her back before, because then it would have had to wipe her memory as well. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it had to be time travel because this all happened and she helped with the project and she doesn't remember it. So either it just wiped her memory and time went by and she only remembers the last thing up to the robot, or they time traveled.
So it wiped her memory and time went by, but she's still young.
Oh, yeah, I forgot the age thing. So she didn't age.
Yeah, like, she didn't age. So, like, he said that she's still young. She's still 4 years younger. So it must be
a time travel thing. I don't know. Crazy. T says, see how awesome we are. Sylvain Neuvel is Canadian, and he wrote one of your favorite books.
To your band for life.
Kristen says, I think the Rose storyline is really important. She found the hand as a girl. She ends up working on the case. Then she's saved somehow, even though she should be dead. Maybe Rose lost her memory so she could look at the robot with new eyes and a fresh mind from a different starting point. Also, she might take more risks because she doesn't have those strong relationships with the crew. Maybe.
How weird would it be to, like, like if you
Realize that you lost years of your life.
no, like let's say I lost 4 years of my life, and I still know you at this point, right? But I lost the last 4 years.
I would die.
But like we're still married. Where did we still be? When did we get married?
4 years ago this October.
So we just got married, in my head. You see what I'm saying? But it's like 4 years back.
So we're still living in your parents'
Yeah.
two-bedroom
Well,
apartment?
to me, in my head, we are.
Yeah.
This whole place would be completely new to me. Like, how weird would that be for you to have to deal with, like, and vice versa, obviously.
So T thinks it's time travel. I think it has to be some sort of time travel thing if she's the same age as she was before when she first started working on the project. Yeah. But she was young to be that smart.
She was like 29, I think.
27.
27 when she started.
I think. Which, that's crazy to me. I definitely was not that accomplished at 27.
Yeah, but I mean, you go to school, you get an internship, you start working on science stuff. So it's going to happen. If you're a smart person, that's just what's going to happen, right? If you get into the right field and stuff. But it may be... Did they say anything about the guy, like, helping her or anything like that?
What guy?
The narrator guy. He doesn't have a name, right?
No.
The narrator guy. They say anything? Like helping her find this whole thing. Like, was it convenient or was it like him helping her?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Like okay, so how it was so convenient that she found the thing and then she did this and then this happened. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
maybe he's the one that like helped push her towards that like field.
Maybe not.
He
basically asked her at one point about that, and she said, "No, I would have done this anyway, because this is what I've always been interested in."
This is my mouth. This is a cookie in my mouth.
Hey, Snape. Oh, Snape. Okay. I did not really think Rose was dead, but started doubting myself when she didn't return sooner, so I was relieved at the end. I don't know, like... I could see why you don't think she's dead because they never found a trace of her. Then again, that robot had the ability to basically disintegrate things. So I thought, like, well, maybe she's really gone. And I didn't really think about her coming back because, like, to me, she was dead.
What about everybody else?
What do you mean?
She wasn't the only one that was in that area that died.
I think she was because they went to work really early. I think she was the only one that died. They were really early, and then Vincent was... I thought that was really cute, too, how Vincent was, like, super determined that she was still alive because she went to go get, like, the sticky buns or something.
Oh, I know. That was so
I was
great.
like, no!
He's like, no. Oh, man, I'm gonna cry.
But she always brings the sticky buns.
The acting was good, dude. Like, I think that this would make a really good, like, movie adaptation if they followed it, like, a script. Like, they followed it perfectly. It would be really good. Like, they can do interview style and then tell part of the story and then do the other interview and then just so on and so on. I think that would be really good.
So Kristen says, we learned that he had a son at some point, but I think he was dead. Yeah, that kooky old guy mentioned his son and his son's death. Maybe the explosion was done with stuff we don't know, chemical from another place, and that's what would make her time travel or something like that. It would make sense. Maybe. Or I really like Kristen's theory that the robot saved her. I mean, that's probably too, like, me romanticizing it, but it'd be cute.
So you think that the robot is sentient, like Optimus Prime?
In a sense. Maybe.
Okay.
They still don't fully know how to control it or turn it on fully. Really. So,
guys, remember you guys have to vote on the book that you want to read next month. It's up there. Click on that little eye. And then scroll down. It'll be in there. If you don't see it, just refresh the page and then try it again.
Maybe it doesn't disintegrate things, but puts them in an alternate place. Like Harry Potter style, where you can, like, put things in, like, a space.
Got him.
I cried at places for sure. Maybe they will find all the other people that died with the explosion. So like the submarine and stuff.
Yeah. So which one was better?
What?
Sleep the Dreamer or
They're both... I gave them both 5 stars, but for completely different reasons. They were both...
Okay, which one did you like more? Which one do you want to read the sequel of more?
I don't have an answer. Both of them.
Sleep the Dreamer, right? Sleep the Drinker?
I think that's what you said.
There was, when I was reading it, we were having a conversation, and I was just like,
He just woke up.
I was just like, how Sleep the Dreamer or whatever.
Sleep the
The
Drinker.
Drinker. Or I was like, are you still reading Sleep the Drinker?
And I thought it was so funny.
And then
that
we started cracking up because I was like, I didn't do that on purpose. It just came out.
Kristen says, I think to a degree the robot is sentient. It would be fun if you could see the chat at the same time. Kivox and Kristen said the same thing at the same time.
What?
Apparently, maybe the sentient thing. Sleep the Dreamer. I think it was Sleep the Drinker.
Yeah.
Because I was like drinking coffee or something.
Yeah, that was something weird.
But I immediately like went on Discord and like told everyone your.
Oh, you did? Is that what they're
said.
talking about? Seeing the thing?
No,
I don't get the seeing it at the same time thing. I don't know
think
what that
because Kristen said something about the robot being sentient, or you guys said something at the same time, but one wrote it and one said it, I think.
Oh.
She says, okay, now I'm laughing out loud. Yeah, you definitely had just woken up.
It was terrible.
So what did people vote so far?
Oh, I don't know. Let me check. Which one did you want to read?
Hi, Charlie.
Did you vote?
No.
Vote on your phone. I'm going to go over here. Hey, Charlie's here. Long time no see.
Beep-doop-boop, beep, bop, bop, beep.
Bum, 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 bum.
Oh god,
What are you
it's making
doing?
noise.
What was I going to do again? Oh, yeah. I forgot. What is it under here? Sorry. So remember, we're voting on these 3 books.
No one has voted for the...
We're voting on these 3 right here. These 3. This is obviously the sequel, right? So we're going to definitely probably read that one. That's a must. No one's voted on which one? This gigantic one?
No, this one.
This one? Nobody knows what this is. You just randomly picked it.
It's a really famous book.
You're a really famous.
Sleep the Dreamer sounds like a mix between Sleeping Giants and Strange the Dreamer.
Yeah, maybe.
So yeah.
What was I doing again?
Voting.
Oh,
I think they're both great, but are in totally different subcategories. It's like apples and oranges. I agree. Like, they're both fantastic for different reasons.
Nope, that's wrong. You can't say that it's like apples and oranges, all right? Because apples are different shapes than oranges, right? Ever so slightly.
Is this book longer?
If it is, it's very little longer.
Is this the same?
No, that has nothing on the back. And the front's different, right?
No.
Yes, it is.
The hand?
Oh, you're right. It's like the same.
That's cheap.
That's cheap.
You have to buy me the 3rd book.
We have it already.
Not the physical one.
Yeah, we do.
The 3rd one? No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
No, we don't.
Dude, you want me to go get it for you?
Where is it? I know my books. I think... Okay, wait. I'm rereading stuff here. What are you voting?
Waking Gods. And Name of the Wind, they're winning right now.
Name of the Wind is so long.
What is it even about? Am I going to freaking read this? Do we have the audiobook of it?
Yes.
Thank goodness.
Look at how cool this is.
All right, just read the freaking synopsis already. Synapses.
That doesn't say anything.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. There you go. Look on the back, like where the synopsis normally is. The synopsis is always on the back.
It's not, though.
What's it say on the back?
No one writes about economic reality within this genre like Pat Rothfuss.
Oh my God, it's gonna be economics. It's a 800-page book about economics.
Acknowledgement, how I published this book, yada yada yada.
When's the audiobook for amongst Shoulders of Gods or whatever it's called, Shoulders of Titans? What is it called? When's that coming out, Kristen? Let me know.
What is this book about?
Great, I'm glad you chose it.
The story of a hero told in his own voice is a tale of sorrow, survival, and one of man's search for meaning in his universe, and
Santos right there.
how that search and the indomitable will that drove it gave birth to a legend.
Got him.
This book was $40. We didn't pay that for it.
It was $54 in Canada. Jeez. What do you guys use? Like rupees or something over
Dude,
there?
this is such a cool edition. Anyway, I chose it because I knew it would be a choice for this month. Wait.
Everybody vote. There are 13 people here right now. You guys all need to vote. I want to see that voting thing. Just click a little eye.
I've been wanting to read Fallen Kingdoms for a while, Name of the Wind too, but I'm so intimidated. I'm halfway through Name of the Wind, and it's brilliantly written. So you'll join us for next month?
Who's that?
Zosto.
Hopefully.
Either way, I'm still reading Waking Gods this month. I have it out from the library, and I plan to read along with the audiobooks. I vote for Name of the Wind because it's the only one I have. You have to read the note inside the cover. I chose it because I knew it would be a choice for this month. Oh, Name of the Wind, okay. I don't know Kivox. I keep checking, but there's no update for that audiobook. I think he's trying to get the same narrator.
He is. He said that already.
There is a map. Does that make you excited?
Ooh, and is the map part of the audiobook?
You like maps, you said.
Are they part of the audiobook? Because if it is, then yeah, I'm excited about it. If not, it's not going to help me at all.
Oh, stop being cranky. Look.
That looks like the map from...
Lord of the Rings.
No.
That reminds me of Lord of the Rings.
It looks like the map from Game of Thrones. See the walls up here? But it's not.
What? Oh, the note in the cover is the synopsis. My name is Kvoth. I've stolen princesses back from sleeping Barrow kings. I burned down the town of Trebon. I've spent the night with Felurian and left with both my sanity and my life. I was expelled from the university at a younger age than most people are allowed in. I tread paths by moonlight that others fear to speak during the day. I have talked to gods, loved women, and written songs that make the minstrels weep. You may have heard of me. All right, Kvoth. Kvoth. How do you say his name?
Kivox.
It's not only is this book 700 pages, but look how like condensed and tiny that writing is. How long is this audiobook?
You done drinking your coffee?
No. Why?
Because you just touched the straw.
You want it?
Yeah, actually. Thanks, my dude. Hey, I got lipstick on me now.
You'll survive.
I'll just swap the straws.
Money rate. That's the only reason it's pricey. I like that thing on the inside cover.
So, yours does not taste as good as mine.
I'm pretty excited. So those are the two books, I guess.
So I think most people have voted. No one wants to read that one, so these two are the winner.
Yeah.
Winners.
Winner.
Chicken dinner.
Bam.
Got him.
So hopefully, you guys can read 900 pages by next month.
Or listen to them. That works too. There's a link in the description.
So it's going to be...
If you guys want to... Can you... If you guys want to get the audio, there's a free audible trial on there. You can get 1 or 2 audiobooks.
I don't know if
even
it's
know.
still 2.
It
Although,
may be.
I have to check out the Audible this weekend. They're having another sale.
Oh, great. I'm so excited.
You should be. So, October 28th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when the book club is going to be. We'll make a video, like a quick video about it.
Yeah. Thank you guys for joining us. Any final thoughts before we go?
Definitely doing the audiobook. Imagine in mass market format how small it's written. I can't even imagine. Maybe we should read one book and put Name of the Wind on 2 months. I don't think it's going to take me 2 months to read it, though. And that no matter what, I'm probably going to read Muse of Nightmares for November. And you guys can join along if you want. But I have to come up with books. I think I'm going to get the audiobook for Name of the Wind. I have 2 Audible credits. Definitely doing the audiobook. I read that. Scribed has the Name of the Wind for audiobook. It does! Yay! See my fake scream?
Yeah. Yay.
Yeah, so...
All right, guys.
Let me see. I can look at it right here. So it's 27 hours and 55 minutes. So 28 hours for the audiobook.
But if you listen to it at like 1.5 or 2...
Which you're probably not going to be able to, at least in the beginning, because it's a fantasy and
You
it's
can
an
at least
adult
do
fantasy,
1.25.
which means there's going to be 10 million weird names and places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop making your mouth noises, you weirdo. Keep making mouth noises.
Great chat, guys. I'm having fun with this book club. Awesome. Thank you guys for joining.
Thanks, Kristen. Thanks,
It's
everybody
nice to be able to
else.
talk to people about books. Because usually it's just me reading them alone and I have no one to talk to.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Thank you guys for watching. That's it. See you guys next month. Read the books. Don't be lazy. Like some people I know. Looking at you. You know who I'm talking to. So do you. You want to say bye?
Bye.
That's it? Bye, 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 guys. How do I turn this off? Wait, we got one more comment.
Scribed has it, but I can't have it until next month. Payment limit. Limited books is not. Oh, unlimited books is not unlimited on every books. What?